Welcome dear students to P.N.AMERSEY e-learning classes. My dear children, today we shall start with our new chapter of moral science, that is chapter number 10, the big house. So contentment is being happy and satisfied with what you have. Everyone does not have the same type of things. When you feel or see someone having better things than you feel discontented. Discontentment makes you unhappy. So be happy with what you have. What is the meaning of contentment? Contentment means whatever you are having in your life, you are happy with that and satisfied with that. But everyone is not having the same number of things what you have, right? So when someone sees that some things are better than you, the other people are having, that time you feel discontentment, right? So that makes you unhappy. So always be happy with what you have in your life. Ali was always complaining against his family members. He had a big family. He, his wife, and his 6 growing children lived in a small one-room house. Ali would grumble, "There is so little space in this house." Ali's wife would cry, "I can't even do housework properly. There is no place in this room to take rest after a hard day's work." Ali's children would complain, "There is no place to do our homework. We cannot even play here." One day, Ali went to the mosque to offer namaz. As he was coming out, he met a fakir sitting on the stairs of the mosque. As the two of them sat talking, Ali told the fakir how he and his family were living in such a cramped space. "I live in one-room house. We all eat, sleep, live, play, study and work there. It is such a small space that we often tread on each other's toes and this makes us fight." The fakir nodded his head and then asked Ali, "Do you have any animals?" Ali was puzzled, but he replied, "Yes, I have a buffalo, a goat, a dog and 2 chickens." So children, you can see here this is a story about Ali and his family members, right? So they are having very little space in the house, so that they are not able to do their work properly. So what did he do? He went to the mosque and told his all the problems to the fakir, and then what happened? The fakir guided him. So next we can see in the story what the fakir gave the solution for his problem. So they live in a shed house, like shed outside the house. The fakir said, "Take your dog and the 2 chickens inside the house." Ali was stunned. Stunned means surprised, but he did as the fakir told him to do. Now his one-room house became even more cramped. Cramped means there is no space, right? 2 days later, he met the fakir again at the steps of the mosque. The fakir asked him how he was doing now. Ali cried, "Terrible. The animals have made the room all the more cramped. We are now squeezed in a corner. What should we do?" The fakir smiled and said, "Don't worry. Have faith in Allah. Now take the buffalo and the goat also in the room and meet me after 2 days." Ali could not believe his ears, but he could not muster enough courage to argue with the fakir. Reluctantly, he did as he was told. Life became hell for all of them, as there was no space even to walk in the room. After bearing the torture for 2 days, Ali went back to the fakir and told him his problem. The fakir smiled calmly and said, "Take the chickens out." Ali rushed back to do this, but was back the next day. "The buffalo has chewed up my children's books," he exclaimed. The fakir said calmly, "Send the buffalo out too." Ali took the buffalo outside to the shed. After 2 more trips to the fakir on consequent days, the dog and the goat were also back in the shed outside the room. When Ali met the fakir on his next visit to the mosque, the good old fakir asked him, "How are you, my good man?" "Oh, quite comfortable with the animals back in the shed. The house is big enough for all of us to live comfortably, said Ali. So, in this chapter, you can see that first the Ali was not comfortable in a small house with his family because of the space. But after meeting the fakir, he understood whatever we have, we should be happy and satisfied with that. So, the key value of the chapter is simple living. Simple living means what? It is asking yourself questions about what motivates you every day and recognizing the true answers that makes adjustments along the way to simplify your possession, your habits, thoughts and the relationships. The areas in your life should be simplified so it creates happiness and contentment to our well-being. Hope you children like this video. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.